Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be covering my 3 years results post-Accutane. Dog, of course, Bella and my other dog, Kobe, have to make their own cameo to my videos. It wouldn't be a proper video without them. I like to call her ears Dorito chips. Anyways, we are probably a little over 3 years. It's like a little over 3-year anniversary from taking Accutane since I've been done. I think I've been done, I stopped Accutane in July. I have to look back and check. But I know it's been 3 years because the last time I took Accutane and when I stopped, it was in 2021, middle of 2021. I know that part for sure. But I'm making these videos because, as you know, Accutane, people that are thinking and debating about taking Accutane, I think have a sense that Accutane is such a harsh drug. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal to decide whether you want to take it or not. So that's why I'm here, reporting and sharing with you my experience from taking Accutane. So I will be covering whether my acne came back, side effects. The side effects are such a huge deal from this drug. And then if I have any regrets, also, would I be taking it again? I'll answer those questions in this video. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. So the first topic of discussion is whether my acne came back. To answer that question, yes it did, but not anywhere near, like nowhere close from where I started. Okay, my acne was so bad, and I think it had to do with me moving to Maui. I think the humidity affected my acne because my acne got so much worse like a month after I landed and started living here. It definitely pushed more oil production. I definitely know like the humidity and the heat for sure made my acne worse, because living in California, my acne was not that bad. Not this bad. And by the way, I've been living on Maui for 7 years. A couple days ago, it was August 25th, and that was my 7-year anniversary of living here, which is really crazy to me. A lot has happened in 7 years. I just can't believe I've been living in a different state for 7 years. I don't know. I mean, to some people, that's just like whatever. But to me, I don't know. Change is good, and it's nice to look back on your life. I've been suffering, mind you, with acne since I was about 9 years old. At 9 years old, I had like a couple pimples here and there, and then I started popping them, and then I think that what made it worse. It started out on my forehead, then it spread down to my temples, and then to my chin, I remember. Those were the two areas that I really suffered with. I didn't have any cheek problem until maybe high school. I had some here and there. I didn't have any scars. And then up until I moved here, I had like a few pitted scars, but I tried so many things ever since I moved to Maui. I was good on like Proactive. I've been using Proactive from like 15 to like 20 years old, on and off. I would say my acne came back when I stopped using it because I didn't realize that you have to continue using it for it to make a difference, and it's not going to go away when you stop using the products. You have to keep going, you have to keep using it in order for it to continue to work. And I didn't understand that. I thought it was just like one and done deal. So that's why I was on and off Proactive. And then it wasn't until I moved to Maui that the Proactive wasn't even working for me anymore. And I decided I needed something stronger. Living here, it just got worse and worse and worse, and I was trying so many different products. And I think what I realized, part of the reason why it got really bad was I didn't understand what the purging phase was. When I was trying all these products, they were getting a lot worse. My acne was getting a lot worse. And that's when I started getting like really, really bad acne, to the point where I started getting scars on my cheeks. I didn't really have that before moving to Maui. The acne after using Accutane trickled back. I probably had like a couple breakouts, throughout the first year if you watched my 1-year anniversary post-Accutane. But mind you, I've also been using tretinoin. I used tretinoin pretty much right after, maybe a couple months after getting off Accutane for maintenance. And even with using that, I still had a couple breakouts. So I can't really say that the Accutane really, on my face only, because I was using tretinoin on my face and neck, so I can't really say like whether the results were from Accutane. But I will say I have a different experience on my back because I did suffer from back acne simultaneously with my face acne. And with Accutane, it's an oral drug, as we all know, so it takes care of all like acne on your whole body versus topical where you just slather on product, cream on your face, or cream on areas of your skin where it's needed. With Accutane, it's an oral medication and it covers your entire skin, the entire organ. But I will say after the 2-year mark, so I can say, because I didn't wear tretinoin on my back, so I can tell you the real results of my Accutane based on what my back looks like. My back post-Accutane was completely clear, no zits at all, up until the 2-year mark last year. That's when my acne started coming back. I didn't put any tretinoin on it. So these are the real results. By the way, I used tretinoin only because I wanted, not only for post-acne maintenance, but I also wanted to use it for anti-aging properties because that's what it's known for, and it's good to start early. It's a retinoid. What that does is it forces your skin cells to turn over, promoting collagen and stuff like that. I didn't put any tretinoin on my back, and I started getting zits after the 2-year mark of stopping Accutane. But again, the acne that came back from after using Accutane is still nowhere near like from when I started. I had really bad back knee. It was like from shoulders to like mid back. So that made a huge difference. Accutane definitely worked. With Accutane, it's not like any other medications. Like when I'm referring to other medication, like generally acne medication is like topical. With most topical medication, you have to constantly use it in order for it to work, because if you stop using it, the acne will come back. Because with the medical industry, with all the health industry, if you understand, like it's a business in this country. So most of the ailments that we have has to do with our environment and what we eat and put in our body. That's what causes our acne. Because we have all these problems, it brings business to these doctors, you know, to treat. So we use the medication. But the thing about that is that because it's a business, the more problems that you have, health problems, the more money that the medical industry makes. And it's not really treating the real root issue of why you have these ailments, like acne, for example. So if you understand that, that's why your acne comes back. But with the topical stuff, for the most part, your acne will come back once you stop using it. With Accutane specifically, it's designed to be like a one and done type of thing. Some people I've heard have to take Accutane, another round of Accutane again for it to be completely or more clear, I should say. It's more like one and done. Like you don't really need any maintenance after that unless you really want to, I guess. You don't need to upkeep with other medications. Accutane is it's designed to obliterate your acne for the most part. I'm trying my best to explain this. I'm so sorry, guys, if this is just going around and around in circles for you, but I hope you are understanding the point I'm trying to get across. Okay, so the next topic and kind of question I want to answer, because it's kind of a common question that I get from people a lot, and I feel like I'm never really as clear to people in my videos, so I just want to make it more clear. I'm going to do my best to make it even more clear, discussing and answering this question. So the question really is, why did I even start or try Accutane in the first place? Or why I even wanted to go on Accutane, considering there's just so many different ways to treat acne, and Accutane is such a harsh drug loaded with side effects. Why even bother, right? So here's how I'm going to answer the question. So with acne, I'm going to point out the elephant in the room. There are three things, kind of problems and issues that acne brings to the table. One of them is acne, the bumps itself. Second is the scars. Oh, the scars. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started on the scars. I hate them so much. Third is the oiliness, okay? There are people out there that have oily type skin and don't have acne, don't even have the disease of acne at all. Maybe breakouts here and there, but don't really have acne, don't really struggle with it because that's their skin type. But pretty much anybody that has acne has oily skin, and that's something that pretty much all those three things I listed out really bothered me. But I just want to focus on the oiliness, okay? I was a really, really oily girl, okay? Oily on the face and oily in the hair. It's very weird to me that I struggled with oil, and I didn't even know that I struggled with oil until I started wearing makeup and started taking pictures, and I noticed the shine, okay? I did not like it. I noticed that when I had acne, along came the oiliness. I also had an oily scalp, okay? They all go hand in hand because, your skin is everywhere. It's the largest organ in the body. So on the top of my head, I had really oily scalp, and I felt like I had it pretty bad, where I would wash my hair every day because I couldn't stand the oil. It doesn't matter what I do, if I just shampoo my scalp specifically, like it would just bring oil every single day. And everybody told me not to wash my hair every day because it definitely dries your hair out. And I was wondering why my hair would always be dry and brittle and I had split ends. If you watch some of my other videos where I test out, the silk pillow and stuff like that, I talk more about my hair. So before Accutane, I had really, really bad scalp. Like, I couldn't go longer than 24 hours without washing my hair, because after 24 hours, my hair, after washing it the night before, would get oily by the end of the next day, and it drive me nuts. Like, because anybody with oily hair, like, you can only do like a sleek bun hairstyle. It feels gross, and it's not good for like other hairstyles, blowouts. It's really only good for like slick back ponytails and stuff like that. But I didn't feel clean, and then my scalp would be itchy and stuff like that. And so I would wash it every single day, and it would make my hair really brittle, and I would have split ends, and the end of my hair would be really light from washing it every day. But I felt like the oiliness, I don't care if I wash my hair every day, the oiliness is what bothered me the most. But after taking Accutane, by the way, during Accutane, while I was taking Accutane, I didn't have to really wash my hair at all. I did cover this in other videos as well. I didn't even feel the need to wash my head. Like, I just did it because that's what people normally do, but my scalp would not get oily at all. And I was just like, should I wash my hair at all? Because with Accutane, what it does is I'm not going to speak like a doctor, okay? What it does is it sucks up the oil, With acne, the cause of acne, well, not the root cause, but I will say, like, acne starts out from an overproduction of oil and dirt that gets mixed in with the overproduction of oil, and then your follicle gets really infected. And once it gets really infected with all this buildup of oil, sebum, and dead skin, then it'll create a bump, and it'll create inflammation and create pus. And the bacteria and the pus, your good bacteria in your body is trying to fight all the dirt. And when it's fighting, it creates painful red inflammation. And that goes for, You know, if you have a fever, or if you have like from food poison, if you have bacteria or bad stuff in your gut, your body kind of forces its way and works its way to flush all that bacteria out. I had food poisoning just recently, that's why I'm using that as a reference. But your body will contract to try to force the nasty toxin out. That's why you're in pain. Any inflammation is your body trying to fight whatever harmful substance or foreign substance that's in your body. That's pretty much everything that goes around in your body, whether it's acne or I don't know what happens in your gut from food poisoning or a fever that you have. Inflammation is your body reacting and trying to help fight the nasty stuff, that foreign stuff that's in your body. It's pain, that's what inflammation is. So Accutane took care of the oiliness that my skin had. And it's really weird. I told this to my dermatologist, like, why is it that I'm an oily person? You know, because when I was younger, I really struggled with dryness. Like, I had really bad eczema, and I've had like dystrophic eczema. Like, I have 2 kinds of eczema, you know, and there were in areas where I would sweat. So I had it on my armpit growing up as a kid, and I had it in the back of my knees. Anywhere that I would sweat and I didn't have any ventilation, that's where I would have eczema. And my eczema is so bad, it would scab because I would just keep scratching it. And eczema is the opposite of acne pretty much, because it has to do with dry skin. When you don't have any moisture, your skin will flake up. Just like I learned, actually, the reason why people have dandruff is because the melasthesia fungus eats your sebum on your head, which is the oil that your hair follicle secretes in order to keep your hair, you know, nice and shiny and healthy and whatnot. But the fungus that lives on your head and feeds off the oil sucks, pretty much eats the moisture and eats the sebum, creating flakes. So it draws out the moisture out of your skin and creates flakes. That's why sometimes your head is itchy. So same thing with pretty much the rest of your skin. Eczema is just lack of hydration, lack of moisture. And when there's lack of moisture, it tends to be itchy. And so what my dermatologist said, people can be, you know, have a combination of both dry and oily skin. I actually don't have any eczema anymore. I think that was in the past. That was just, you know, an experience, a struggle for me. That was just for my childhood. But I still, as an adolescent, I wish that were the case for my acne though. But she was saying that, you know, people can have a combination of oily and dry skin. And the reason why you have eczema in those those sweaty areas is because your sweat has salt, and salt draws out the moisture. So, you know, if you put salt on, think about if you put salt on mushrooms, for example. Mushrooms is made up, I learned from culinary class, is made up 75% of water. And try, like, putting salt on your mushrooms, the moisture draws out every time. The water draws out. So that's why you get itchy. So back to Accutane. During Accutane, I didn't have to wash my hair at all because, you know, Accutane was drawing out the oil, the sebum, and which is pretty much preventing my acne and preventing any inflammation that goes after that. So that's why it works, and that's why I didn't have an oily scalp. And I noticed, and I knew this was going to happen because I knew how Accutane worked. I knew when I stopped Accutane, it's not that I never had an oily scalp ever. I was going to say that I don't have to wash my hair as often as I did before. My hair will get oily on the 4th day after washing it, after 4 days of not washing it. So that's great. That leaves my hair all nice and shiny. I don't have any split ends or dry ends because shampoo draws out the moisture out of your hair. Same thing. And I only clean my scalp, you know, when it gets grimy and dirty and I need a refresh. I love the feeling of getting out of the shower. Ugh. After a long day of hard work, by the way, and washing my hair. But yeah, so it's nice. And that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to wash your hair less often, not every day. You're really only supposed to wash your hair when it's dirty. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I wanted to go on Accutane, because I knew that it would take care of my oiliness, not just the acne itself. And I've tried other medications before. They would take care of the acne, but they wouldn't take care of my oily problem. And the thing is, with my doctor, I did come to her after, because I went on and off trying all these different products, going in and out of the doctor's office. And once I cleared my acne and I wanted to go back to my dermatologist and wanted to go on Accutane just for the oiliness, she wouldn't let me. Doctor would specifically told me she would not prescribe me Accutane unless I had acne. It's only for acne. I think I've seen other doctors, I've heard from other people where they just, like I said, there are different people out there that have oily skin and don't have acne. Doctors have prescribed them Accutane just to take care of their oily skin. But my doctor that I went to specifically, she refused to prescribe me Accutane unless I had acne. After, like I said, with other products that I've tried, after stopping using them, because I didn't understand the fact that, like, if I stop using it, my acne will come back. Once my acne came back, I went to her again and finally decided to go on Accutane. So Accutane took care of 2 of the problems out of the 3 problems that acne really has. Acne was a big deal to me. Like, it really does suck. But I'm the type of person that I would be okay with like 1 or 2 breakouts, okay? It's easy to cover up, it's fine, but having mounds and mountains of it all over your face everywhere, like, that's just hard to deal with, okay? But I can manage 1 or 2, and I felt like with Accutane, I knew that Accutane was going to do that for me, not going to completely clear acne for me. So I was okay with having 1 or 2 breakouts after using it, but I knew for sure that it was going to take care of my oily problem. Also, another reason why I took it was because I knew for sure it would take care of most of my acne. So if I were to stop other medications that I've been using, my acne wouldn't come back in full force. So Accutane really did what I wanted and expected for it to do. And I love it. I had a good experience as well. If you want to know more about my experience and stuff like that, if you're new here, I did make a bunch of videos updating my journey while I was actually taking Accutane for you guys. I have a playlist as well. If you go to my playlist and want to check that out, please feel free to go check out that for yourself. So I'm also breaking this down into another subcategory of this topic of why I decided to take Accutane. I was trying so many different products and my acne would come back, and I was using Proactive, okay, first, and Proactive, I guess, wasn't strong enough anymore for some reason. And by the way, everything that I've tried, I was new to the whole purging thing. Accutane has its own purging period as well. I'll share you videos and clips of that because I've had my fair share experience of that. But every time I went through and tried a new product and had a purging phase, I did make a video on adapalene gel, the different gel. That is what really created my pitted scars that I had. I didn't really have that many until after trying that. Oh my gosh, I was purging and I only tried it for a couple months, and I didn't understand the fact that you have to sit it out. With purging, by the way, those who don't know what purging is basically when you start a new medication for acne, it like pushes out all the gunk for some reason, and your acne will get a lot worse before it gets better. That's just the way it goes. So I really suffered with that because I got scars from that. And even if I didn't even pop it, I did have a really bad habit of popping my acne, but I noticed most breakouts I didn't even touch it because it was so painful, the inflammation, and it didn't have any pus or whatever inside it. It had nothing inside it. Some of them were boils. And when it healed, these boils healed, I had a scar from it. I had a divot and I didn't even pop it or anything. I wanted to make sure that my acne was clear enough because I knew that every new breakout that I had, I was gonna get a scar from it, whether I touched it or not. And I want to be able to clear most of it so I can work on the scar treatment. Okay, so when you're doing scar treatments, you have to make sure that your acne is clear. It's only for when your acne is clear, because first of all, it will be difficult if you have acne there and you're trying to needle, and heal and try to get your skin back to the way it was before. You got to treat things step by step. Yeah, right now I am microneedling. That's my scar treatment of choice because I have pitted scars. It's like the worst kind of scars because that's harder to treat than the hyperpigmentation, which is the dark marks from post-acne inflammatory trauma to your skin. It's basically just broken blood vessels. That's what creates all the marks in your skin. But the pitted scars is what's harder to treat because you have to promote collagen in order for your skin to kind of bounce back into what it was before, because they're just like craters, indentation. I'll show you right now. I'll also show you, actually, I'm going to show you right now what my skin is currently looking like. I only have one breakout at the moment. That's pretty much it. My acne is pretty good. So what I'm using, here I'll show you the pitted scars that I'm treating. It's still there. You can see all these holes. Unfortunately, I hate them so much, but I only have one active breakout. Not that big of a deal at all. Oh my gosh, like I could walk around with no makeup on. I have been, because I used to cover up my skin with foundation a lot, and it would just be really annoying. Like, I mean, yeah, it's nice to just walk around with just sunscreen and that's it. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, I only have one active breakout right now. My back is the same, clear, don't have a single breakout. So I'm gonna cover what I've been using. I've already shared with you what I've been using to kind of maintain, because my acne did come back on my back. I've only had like 2 zits, but I like it to be completely clear. I don't know, I'm weird like that. Like, I like my back to be completely clear, but on my face, I would be comfortable with like just 1 or 2. I guess it's not weird. It makes sense because I can, if I want to, cover it up with makeup. But I don't know. I like a smooth back. I guess that's why. So I've been using tretinoin, and I did go through a purging phase with the tretinoin because I never put tretinoin on my back until 2 years after stopping the Accutane, which was last year. So I did have a purging phase, and my acne got so much worse on my back. And then by the 7-month, probably by the 4th or 5th month, that's when my acne started clearing up on my back. And then now I'm super clear after like 9 months of using tretinoin on my back. And I also use another product to combat my acne to make it even more clear. Because with tretinoin, it only, I would say, take care of maybe 95% of my acne. I'll show you videos and pictures of what my skin looks like with just only using tretinoin. And then I would say Accutane probably took care of maybe 90% of my acne. And then with this new product that I've been using that my doctor prescribed to me, it's brought me to, on top of using tretinoin, it's brought me to about 99% clear. I mean, you can see just one breakout right here. So yeah, I've been using that. I'll cover that in another video. Okay, the next topic I wanted to discuss, and it's super important, and I know everybody wants to know when taking Accutane, is the side effects. It's super important because this is a deal breaker for people. Some people can't even handle the side effects. The side effects I'm talking about during, while you're taking Accutane, and then the side effects that happen after you take Accutane. Supposedly, the side effects after you take Accutane is way more important and more critical, I should say, because it's kind of like a factor in, like, you know, deciding whether you should even, is it worth it to take or not. So I want to answer, I haven't even had a single side effect still to this day. 3 years out from taking Accutane, I still don't suffer any of the side effects. I do want to post a picture here and there, all the different side effects that are common and talked about after taking Accutane that people struggle with. I know people will start a Facebook group of all the people that suffer from the Post-Accutane. I'm definitely not part of that group because I feel nothing, okay? My body is the same as it was before taking Accutane, same as now. Like, the only difference is I don't have acne and I don't have an oily scalp, but all the other problems that people talk about, IBS is one of them. I will say I know somebody that has IBS. I don't want to name names or name who this person is in relation to me, even, because I don't want to make this person feel uncomfortable or embarrassed at all. But I will say I know somebody that does have IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome, for those people that don't know what it is. It's a common side effect after Accutane, supposedly. I don't have that, and I know somebody that does. This person, I will say, I did sit and have dinner with this person at a restaurant, and I remember sitting down and this person had to go up and use the bathroom and was in the bathroom, and I was sitting alone for a good 20 minutes before we started eating because this person was on the toilet after, you know, because this person has IBS. That's what IBS looks like. You're just on the toilet 90% of the time. That is not me, okay? I don't have any restrictions with food. I feel great. I don't have any joint pain. I don't have any nerve damage or whatnot. I feel completely as normal as I did before I started taking Accutane. Call me lucky. I don't know. Everybody is different. I just don't have it. I don't have this whole list of things that, and this is 3 years, okay? I'm going to talk about it in another 5 years or so, 10 years. Some people have said that, like, they feel completely normal after taking Accutane until the 10-year mark, which I question, like, how do you attribute that to Accutane? You know, like, there could be many different factors. Your diet, your environment, you know what I mean? So I question that as well. By the way, I did talk about food poisoning before in this video that I had recently. By the way, that food poisoning, I was having food poisoning before I even took Accutane. I've had my fair share of food poisoning, okay? And I work in food court in Costco. I had so many food poisoning experiences. The most recent one I had was awful. I was in so much pain. I do not wish that on anybody. So I make sure, you know, if you ever come to Costco Maui food court, I can promise you that I wash my hands. I do everything to make sure that you do not get food poisoning. So if you do get food poisoning from the food court that I work at, it's not me, okay? Not me, because I don't wish that on anybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's awful. I have the diarrhea kind. TMI, but I've never vomited, but oh, I feel the pain and the cramps and the chills, the fever. Ooh. Terrible, worst pain ever. I can account the first food poisoning that I've had, first food poisoning experience I had. I vividly remember I was probably 4 years old and my dad made this signature honey mustard chicken that, I don't know, supposedly my mom really loved when my dad and my mom were first started dating. My dad doesn't really cook, but this was his only specialty. And he microwaved this chicken and he gave both my mom food poisoning from that. Yeah, I vividly remember I was on the toilet for that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I've been having food poisoning a lot. I don't have irritable bowel syndrome or disease. Thank goodness. I'm not allergic to anything. I'm the same person I want to make that clear after taking Accutane. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about are regrets. Do I regret taking Accutane? The answer is no.
That's my credo. No regrets.
You have no regrets?
Dad?
No? Like not even a single letter?
The long answer, that's a short answer. The long answer is no, because I have so many, well, I've already talked about the reasons I took Accutane. Pretty much, like, Accutane met my expectations. It did everything that I wanted it to do. Yes, I still use other medications currently for my acne, but actually it's not just for my acne. I just want to make that clear, because my doctor won't prescribe me Accutane without acne, but she also won't prescribe me tretinoin without acne as well. And I use tretinoin not only for acne maintenance, but mainly for anti-aging properties. And I have seen many people have very good results from using that anti-aging wise. Accutane did take care of my acne. I also, like I mentioned, I am using specifically two products for my acne. The second one I'll make another video for. But that is because I want to make sure my acne is more clear so that I'm able to treat my scars. If I didn't have pitted scars and I had one or two breakouts here and there from just using tretinoin, I would just stick to tretinoin. Yeah, I would still stick to tretinoin just because of the anti-aging properties as well. But if I didn't have to age, I would probably not even use tretinoin because Accutane was good enough for me. Acne was really a bad moment in my life. I don't really like that, but I've seen the brighter side of that, and it's allowed me to share my experience, share what works for me. Is a life lesson. It's my own journey. And speaking of journey, whatever I'm saying in this video, okay, please take it with a grain of salt. Really evaluate and be aware as much as possible the decisions you're gonna make. And it's okay if you make mistakes, because that's just, part of life and you learn from it. But it's good to take, note from other people's experience. But I will say, my experience is not gonna match yours, okay? I would say I was really lucky, because if you watched my Accutane journey, I really didn't suffer any of the side effects. Like, it didn't really get to me that much while I was taking it. And the main side effects while you're taking Accutane, it's dry lips, which I did suffer from, but it wasn't really that bad. And then bloody nose and dry nose. But I would say, like, I didn't have any achy joints. That's another thing. To me, it really wasn't that bad at all, like other people make it out to be. But then again, and I took a high dose. I took 60 milligrams. But I would argue, I think, I even told my doctor, and my doctor even told me, because she was shocked, that I can handle 60 milligrams, because that's a lot. I think my skin was pretty resilient, and she even said that to me, your skin is really resilient. Like, I didn't really feel or mind the side effects. My experience is going to be different than other people. As for me, I don't want to go through any more trial and error, because every time I do trial and error of trying new stuff, I will get more scars. So at this point in my life, I think I've been, I'm 27 years old, and I've had acne since I was 9. I don't know, do the math. That's a lot of years of suffering with acne. I don't want to try a new diet and stuff like that. I want to be able to eat all the food groups. I'm not going to go ham on the processed food, because that's what kills you, but I'm not going to cut food groups out of my life just for my acne. I'm comfortable would just keep using the products that I've been using, Post-Accutane, and I'm good. That's what works for me. I'm not willing to sacrifice my diet and stuff like that. Well, I very much could, but I'm gonna stick with what works for me right now, and I'm gonna try to treat my scars during the process so I can give you guys an update and give you guys some hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel and you can get your skin back. Yeah, things are up and moving. All right, I think this concludes the video. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today in this video. This is really long, longer than I expected or intended this video to be, but that's okay. I wanted to make sure that I make things clear. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions for me, if there's things that I didn't cover, and if you want to reach me one-on-one, my Instagram is always down below in the description box. You can definitely DM me. I'm always on Instagram. I always check my message requests, by the way. I do like to help out and give my 2 cents to people that are in need, of course. I like to be a source of comfort for people as well. Definitely share this video to somebody in need or whatnot, and subscribe if you like my content and you want to see more. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.